Welcome back, Aces, to another X-Wing Battle Report. I'm Brian,
And I'm Ethan.
and today we have Matt versus Brian.
Matt has pretty standard 5 Green Squadron vets with Chaardan, Refit, and Predator.
And then I am running Brobots, the Hateful 88. I got IG-88B and D, both with Stay on Target, the Mangler Cannon, Ion Cannon, Inertial Dampeners, Auto Thrusters, and Fire Control Systems.
It's a really strong list.
Yeah, I usually like running it with Veteran Instincts, but I really like Stay on Target for both of them, especially with D's ability. Just being able to pick and choose where I want to go, it usually means that I'm able to get around a lot of blockers and everything else. It has a lot of versatility, but don't think it really is going to help much in this matchup, especially if he's keeping those A-Wings in that tight swarm.
Yeah, this is a really typical deployment from Matt. He's putting his guys in the corner so that, no matter what deployment the opponent chooses, he can always focus most of his ships in on the target. He's spaced them out correctly so that he can boost, he can bank correctly and still stay in formation, so that's nice.
Yeah, he's really strong with his swarm formations also. He's really used to flying them.
And the A-Wings are just so fast. I mean, 5 forward with the boost, that takes you places.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with my IG boost there, he's probably going to be getting at least one into range, but I really wanted to move up and get into better position around those asteroids for the next turn. Here we get some opening shots. Looks like 2 hits with Predator, taking care of that with the auto thrusters there.
Really necessary upgrade for Brobots to be able to survive.
Yeah, I really like the auto thrusters.
And it's so nice to see a well-flown swarm kind of maneuver. Just seeing ships fly in formation like that really gets you in the mood.
Yeah.
For X-Wing.
And I really wish I could pull it off. My swarm tactics is not nearly as good as Matt's.
Yeah, I tend to clump pretty fast.
And here we got D moving up. We're trying to get into position. And I look to boost him forward, get him out of the way for B in the back there. I think he's going for one of those big hard swoops with D's ability.
I think one of the advantages of going for Mangler Ion is that you're not afraid of entering the range 1 when other IG-80 builds that really focus on the heavy laser cannon, they really don't want to be in range 1 because they get no benefit from the IG-88B's ability. So this way...
Yeah, I think I'd almost rather have the Mangler cannon. I just really like pushing crits through, especially with the new damage deck. It seems like the crits are all much more devastating than any of the old ones.
It's certainly an interesting alternative. I play Brobots pretty regularly, and I avoided heavy laser cannons because they're really expensive, but in a build like this, I think in this particular situation, you really want to be able to kill as many ships as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And heavy laser cannon is definitely a good way to help that go through.
Yeah, and here in the opening shots, I'm just hoping I can get at least one of his ships ion like I did in that one A-Wing, just to try to break up his formation a little bit, because I know I'm going to be taking all 5 of them at a single target every turn, and it's not gonna end very well if I can't get him to split up at least a little bit.
Yeah, I like that about the Mangler build is you can afford the ion cannon. It really does mess with formation flying, which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're checking to see if that 5th shop has arc, and I think it does. So
And taking another one off.
just the plink damage here is just devastating.
Oh yeah, I think Matt's rolled a hit on every single one of his dice so far.
And combined with Predator, I mean, it really does make the damage output of a 2-dice ship pretty strong, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty competitive against a 3-dice ship.
Well, he's doing pretty well here. He's doing work on D right there.
Yeah, and Brobots are definitely they're a little more fragile than people sometimes think because they are large ships, but they do not have a lot of health for large ships, and now there's even the two small ships, small base ships that have more health than they do.
Yeah.
The TIE Punisher and the K-Wing. So they definitely have to be flown with some care.
And those A-Wings with that hard one turn, being able to stick in the fight.
It is my favorite maneuver. It really really sinks you in, it changes your arc really effectively, and you don't move very far forward. So it's a good way for ships like the A-Wing that just doesn't have a one forward to kind of slow down the pace, especially because they can follow it up with a boost and not lose all that much.
Yeah. And like with Matt's Ion to A-Wing there, being able to boost out of the way for the rest of them to turn, trying to focus down B right there.
Yeah, that's a great way. I mean, it's good for being able to avoid the kind of, formation shenanigans you were trying to pull with the ion cannon. It's nice.
It's like depopping his inertial dampeners right there. Hopefully avoiding some of the arcs.
Yeah.
Trying to take out that A-Wing there, trying to save D, because he can't take too much more of this. He's already got a couple damage on him.
Being a prime target 2 turns in a row is bad for any IG-88. Any ship, really.
Oh, and the dice are just so cold.
I think that's probably the most difficult thing to talk about in an X-Wing when you're talking about games is like talking about how effective the dice were, because it is the most commonly used excuse.
Oh yeah.
Is to say, oh, my dice were really cold, and you really can't.
Well, you do have those games, and I try not to blame the dice so much, but as cold as my dice are being here, and as hot as Matt is, it's really hard not to. I could have deployed differently, and could have done some other things that probably would have changed the situation, but it's just so disheartening. When they go cold, they're ice cold.
Yeah, it does sometimes feel that way.
And double damage to get D off the board.
That is. I think no ship likes to see double damage, but IG-88, I hate to see it the most.
Oh yeah.
Nice view of the back of Matt's head here.
A skillful K turn around the backside of B.
Yeah, A-Wings really do have just so many options. This, I think, was an interesting choice on Matt's part. But it kind of shows, actually, the versatility of this list, in that here he is, completely splitting up his fleet. Really, he's not keeping his formation. He's very willing to split ships up and do weird things, and that's because each A-Wing is pretty self-sufficient, and as a result, he can do weird things like this.
Yeah, I really expected all of his ships to do a one hard turn to try and face B right away. I think he knew that if he did do that, there was no way I was going to get a 4K turn off, and I planned to do a 2 straight maneuver to bump with one of them and try and take out one of them at range 1. And I used my stay on target to go for a bank to try to force this bump here.
I think it was to force the bump and keep arc, because I think if you just went scoot forward, you may have still bumped, but I think you might not have had arc, so...
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get the bump here.
So that kind of backfired in the worst possible way.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Now Matt has 3 ships. I can see you really need to kill one of these A-Wings right now. And, yeah. I think we're going to see that that's... it's harder to do than you think. The A-Wings are fragile. We all had experiences where they just disappear, but...
Oh yeah.
3 dice is not anything to sniff at.
Getting one through, easily dodging it, and he took
Matt
one.
is so excited.
Yep, took one for that. Didn't even get the re-roll with the Mangler on him, and just the worst situation.
Already on the hull. This is bad, and here we go.
Another one, and another double damage.
Short game for you guys here.
Yeah, just an epic sweeping defeat. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and if you've got a list that you'd like to see on here, leave it in the comments below, and remember to hit that like button. We'll get some more X-Wing videos out here for you guys. Thanks.